Hello and welcome back to Grey Rock GT YouTube channel. Today we are at Deep Forest Raceway and again we're in the Peugeot RCZ. This is daily race C, so it's 14 laps with two tyre types. So we've got a hard tyre and a medium tyre, both required, and we've qualified in 5th and the race is just about to get underway. So again, we're using the Peugeot RCZ. I'm using this for the Manufacturer's Cup, so I've decided to keep using it over this period just so that I'm used to the car. But as it happens, it's a pretty decent car here at Deep Forest Raceway as well. So as we get things underway, we can see here P4, the Spanish driver ahead, Valentino Rossi. He's going ahead. I'm catching up with him fairly quick. Again, tyre strategy on this one, starting on the mediums for this. The mediums last pretty long. Again, you can go to lap 7, 8, even 9 or 10 if you wanted to on the mediums. They're a much quicker tyre. So instead of going hard then to medium, I've decided to start on the mediums and go to lap maybe 7, 8 or 9, depending on traffic and what's going on ahead of me. So as we come down into this first turn, coming towards the long back straight, I can see these two get it slightly wrong, and they go a little bit wide. So I take the inside line and get the run on them coming out through the tunnel. As we can see here, they just outbrake themselves a little bit. Full tanks of fuel, new tyres, just get a little bit wrong. One of the things that I've been doing lately is watching a couple of coaching videos on YouTube about racecraft, because although I've got decent one lap pace, I was finding that I was getting into scraps and getting undone in the race due to just getting punted or bumped or whatever it might be. So what I've decided to start doing is hang back and let the accidents happen around me, which is exactly what happened right behind me here coming into the hairpin. So you can see a lot of people get it wrong. Big punt session and they're all after getting off on the track. So again, sometimes qualifying a little bit further ahead, getting that good one lap pace really helps. So we're going to fast forward to lap 2 here. As we can see, we've got 2 drivers up ahead. So the Spanish driver who was in front of me at the beginning, and I've just have to get the fastest lap here as well. So as we go through, I'm right on their tails. It's looking like a good battle for first, second and third. And I actually get slightly ahead of second place there, but that's not a great place to overtake. And if anything, that's what I was talking about in terms of keeping myself out of trouble. If I had kept going there, all that was going to happen was I was going to be on the outside going through that next turn and something was going to happen just like this. So trying to push a little bit too hard, trying to get right up behind them, and I end up putting it in the bin, putting it in the wall. So at the time, really frustrated, really annoyed with myself. Went back to look at the replay afterwards. So he goes a little bit wide, I'm taking the tight line, thinking I'm going to get the inside line. I put the foot down, dirty tyres, back goes around, and I'm spun out. So at the time, very frustrating, but again, because of what happened at the last hairpin on the first lap, all those cars were a little bit behind and I just managed to lose 3 places, so went from 3rd down to 6th. So I said, right, head down now, you've got 2.5 seconds in front of you, put in the laps and try and recover, and try not to let this get to you. So again, just put the head down and concentrate on what's happening. I'm aware that the car behind is just around a second behind me, and with the custom slipstream in this race, they can start picking up the slip from just over a second. I get the entry into that last hairpin slightly wrong, go a little bit deep, but I managed to get a better run. The car behind was battling, so I get the good run out of here. So go forward another lap, and we can see that again, maintaining 6th. The car ahead has pulled a couple of tenths out on me, but I've pulled a couple of tenths on 7th place. So I can see up ahead that there's a chance that I could catch this car, the British driver, put the head down and let's go. We can see a few people starting to leave the room already. A few people had left after that initial crash. Again, if they go down to last place, they just rage quit and get out of there. But my view on that is all you're going to do is severely impact your DR and your SR. So even if it is a case that you're just going to lap in the back, just do it, take it as practice, get the laps in, and go again, try another time. Rage quitting, all it's going to do is impact your rating really heavily. So Coming down here now to this lower part of the track, one thing that I was struggling with this car and track combo was that it does understeer, underpower a lot. And especially this back straight, getting a good exit off that last turn is super important. But what I was finding was that if I tried to get on the power too early, I was just severe understeer, underpower, and I was getting out of it. So go a little bit deep again, car behind, half defending from him, and I just push now coming out of here. There's a yellow flag up ahead, I'm wondering what's going on, and we can see here that the Spanish driver, after putting it in the wall, going into the pits. So take a quick look back at what happened here, and we can see the battle coming out of that final chicane, or final hairpin. Spanish goes in, bit of a feint maybe on whether they were going to pit or not, got the timing totally wrong, into the wall. It's not ideal, but these things happen. Gifts me a place, and now I'm up into third place again. So I go defensive coming into the first hairpin. The French or the Italian driver outside me. I take the tighter line, get a good exit out of here. I was able to take this corner very well. Good pace in and pace out, so I was able to defend that position, and then get through here. Struggled slightly this particular corner. I struggle with, as if you take too much pace in there, you can go way wide and hit the wall, but it's a corner you can take fast. So coming through this tunnel again, ever since the spin on lap 2, I've been aware of taking it easy on the power. So again, made sure that I wasn't going to spin out here. Hit the brakes, good marking here, but again, I maybe take that too tight, can't get on the power early enough, and the Italian driver behind gets a better run. And again, with this custom slipstream, it's just super easy for them to make up the pace, make up the time, and they're on the inside. I decided not to defend this too much because, again, they had the run. I was either going to push them outside or inside and compromise mine. So what I decide to do here is take the late apex on this, but I can't because the Italian goes a little bit deep in themselves, so I wasn't able to cut back and get the run on them. And as we come down here, we can see the Italian is about to dive into the pits anyway. And at the time in the race, all I could think to myself was, why did they try and make the move and the overtake going into the last hairpin when they were going to pit anyway, and compromise both our times? We could have both lost half a second there because of the battle, whereas if they'd just fallen in behind, let us both take the turn at the right pace, we could have got through there easily. So again, maybe a little bit of thinking ahead, that you don't always need to go for the move. Now coming in here, I had planned on pitting at lap 7. I went slightly wide coming out that final hairpin, picked up a penalty, and decided, you know what, there's still a bit of life in the tyres, I'm not going to pit just yet and exit the pits with fresh tyres and a penalty. So I decided to go again, go for another lap, and serve the penalty before pitting. So we've moved forward again, that's happened. Lap 8, end of lap 8, coming on to lap 9, I'm going into the pits. Going to change from my mediums onto hards for the last 6-7 laps of the race, and hopefully hang on to as many positions as I can. So I'm back up into 4th and then 5th as I come out the pits. British driver up ahead has a penalty. Now I'm coming out on fresh cold tyres, so my plan now is try and make up the gap and take advantage of the penalty. So as we go ahead towards the end of that lap, you can see they served their penalty. The cold tyres, I just couldn't get the pace down quick enough, so I wasn't able to catch them. The leader's coming into the pits, the Mark Schumacher, the British driver. So again, I'm just thinking, will I get close enough to take advantage of an overtake here with them in the pits? So we're just coming down to start lap 12, and as we come down to the straight, I can see they're coming out of the pits. They've changed to hards, and this is a really short pit exit, so I knew they were all going to be coming out ahead. And as you can see there, they're just going into turn 1 when I'm hitting the braking zone. So I come around, see the 2 cars up ahead, and again, thought process, what's happening, what am I thinking? I'm thinking they're really close together. Are they going to get into a battle? Is this an opportunity for me to potentially nab third, because P3 and P4 start going for it and one knocks the other one off or something happens? So that's what I do. Head down, stick into it, and let's just see what happens, because right now 3 seconds ahead, the car behind is 3 seconds behind. I'm not going to catch them purely on pace, but I'm confident I can hold off P6. So in my mind, I'm thinking at least a P5 is possible here. So again, coming down to this hairpin, this is where I think something's going to happen. They're side by side, they're really close together. That custom slip just helps get the cars close. But what ends up happening is they get through pretty easy, and no opportunity really for me to get an overtake done and pick up the pieces. So again, it's only the end of lap 12. I've lap 13 and 14 to go. And we're actually going to flip now to lap 14, skip to the last lap of the race as we go through. This is the end of lap 13. I've filled in that gap from 3 seconds now down to 1.7 seconds. So a couple of good laps to really bring in that time. And now they're close enough that if anything does happen, I can take advantage of it immediately. So again, last lap. Sometimes, and part of the coaching videos that I've watched is that you have to accept the position that you're in on the last lap. Don't go for anything crazy just to make up one position. So top 5, race C, B lobby, I'm happy with that, but P4 goes into the wall here and I'm seeing an opportunity to get by. So they go a little bit wide, I take the tighter line. Now I make a mistake here. I cut across too soon, thought I had the lead on him, got into a tank slapper, nearly lose it, managed to stay ahead of the Porsche behind, and again, I'm kicking myself. Don't make a stupid move. If I had just stayed wide there, then I had P4 in the bag. But I turned in too soon, cut across the front. Not his fault, my fault completely. He got the place back, and that's what it is. So get the slipstream down to the final chicane. Car behind actually has a penalty, so they're after coming out of it completely. I get the braking perfectly for this corner. They probably brake a little bit too early, and if we look back at it, we'll see that again that slipstream is so powerful in this track. It's such a long straight. They take the defensive line on the inside, I go wide, and I know that my job now is to hit my braking marker perfectly. So under board, hit the brakes, downshifts, let off the brake, turn in, I'm in the lead, power out, job done. So picked up 4th place, started 5th, binned it in lap 2, ended up with 4th. For me, I think that was a good result. Don't know what could have been. We were 13 seconds behind the leaders. We were right up there with P1, 2 and 3. Maybe it could have been a better result, but I'll take P4 after what happened. And when we talk about a close finish and what happened in the end, they were P4, 5 and 6 going into that last hairpin on the last lap, P7 in the distance. Couldn't have been closer. So look, if you enjoyed the video, hopefully you did, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We're a new channel, we're growing, and really appreciate all the help that we can get. But for now, I've been Grey Rock GT and looking forward to seeing you on the next one.